Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Genius Signatures. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. If you're an old subscriber, you're always welcome. So today I'll be making this beautiful tube or a tube bustier or a bustier tube, however you call it. You can see this is like a two-in-one dress because it's the gown is standalone and the tube is just one on it to give it this beautiful look. Like you can wear the gown without the tube, and then you can use the tube to wear something else. So it's just like a two-in-one. I believe you understand what I mean. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly watch till the end. So the main emphasis is going to be on the tube part because I already have detailed tutorials on how to make flare skirts or flare gown. I even have a detailed tutorial on how to make a turtleneck, so you can do well to relax and watch this beautiful piece as I'm going to be unfolding it right about now. So this is just like a bonus because of course I'm not supposed to show this tutorial as in this part. I'm supposed to just go over to the cutting of the tube part because that is like the main emphasis, but I just felt like, okay, let me just indulge my beautiful subscribers. That's why I'm just kind of trying to show like this part, because cutting of the top is like cutting out your basic bodies. So if you're a beginner or even if you're an advanced person, you can be able to get this place very well. So I'm not really going to be explaining anything, I'm just going to be gisting. I won't explain anything here, just watch what I'm doing and then do exactly what you see me doing, and then you're going to be coming out well. So this is essentially or basically a basic pattern, how to just draft out your basic bodies and then you're good to go. There's nothing to it. Even this one is even simpler than the basic bodies because this of course does not need any dart. I'm not going to be putting any dart in this. I'm just going to be sewing it like that. It's just going to be looking plain as plain. So I'm almost through with the front piece and then I'll be cutting this out. So the only thing I'll be explaining or advised to do is, because this is going to be a turtleneck, you don't want it too wide. So like if you want to make use of your neck width, just make use of 2 inches or 2.5 inches depending on the neckline of your client or yourself. Then for the depth for the front, I made use of 3 inches. I don't want it too choky because of course it's not good for a turtleneck to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be comfort. Yeah, you need to be comfortable while wearing your dresses. And then for the back piece, I just came down by 1 inch and then added the zipper allowance, and then I'm cutting out exactly what I have in the front. And then of course you cut out the half an inch from the back because of the zipper bulginess, to avoid bulginess of the zipper. So we're basically through with this. So another bonus I'll be adding to this tutorial is how to cut out the sleeve. I'll be showing you how to do that shortly. I'm just trying to adjust the armhole for the front piece. So for the sleeve, I'll just fold into 2 and then cut out. I just want to show you how to cut out a sleeve. So you fold your fabric into 2, and when folding into 2, please kindly consider your armhole divided by 2, and then you add 1 inch sewing allowance to that. And then you're going to be getting the length of your sleeve. This is going to be a long sleeve, so just get the length and then you cut it out like that. Trim off any excesses on the sides. And so I'll just be coming down by 5 inches for my cap sides. I'll just roll that out on a straight line, and then I'll slant it like this. And then the next thing is just to get the midpoint of that slant, and then go up by half an inch on one side and then come down by half an inch on this other side. Using that midpoint as a midpoint, I'll just carve it out like so to carve out our armhole. So in order for you to verify it, you can just place your tape like so and then get the exact armhole that you are needing, and then you're good to go. Now if your client has Christian mother hand or biceps, big biceps, do well to input that first before coming to your round sleeve. Then you divide your round sleeve by 2, add 1 inch sewing allowance, and then you're going to be connecting, and then you cut out like so. So that is basically what I just did to cut out the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. So I'll be cutting out another one to make it 2. So now we are through with that. We are here for the main tutorial of the day. So for the main tutorial of the day, I'll be making use of a pattern paper first before transferring to my fabric. Now for these lines, I've already drawn out a basic bodice comprising of my chest line, bust line, on the bust, and the waistline, and then the allowance. Now I just divided the bust span measurement, that is the nipple to nipple, into 2, and I marked it on the bust line, on the bust, and then the waistline respectively. Now I'll be taking in my darts for the underbust. So for the underbust, I'll be taking 1 inch on both sides respectively, and then I'll go to the waistline and then take the same thing, 1 inch. So now this is not constant, or this is not like this the only way. No, you can make use of 1 inch, you can make use of 0.75, you can make use of half an inch. This entirely depends on the size of your client's bust. So for my clients, a bust is really on the okay side. I don't know how to say okay, but 1 inch was perfect for me to make use of. So now I'll go to the shoulder part and then divide the shoulder into 2, and then whatever that I got, I'll get the midpoint and then connect to the bust span measurements, as you can see. Now the next thing for me to do is to get the distance between my underbusts and the bust line, and when I checked, I got 4 inches. So that 4 inches, I'm going to be rotating it all the way around, and this rotation is just for me to get to know how deep I'm going to allow the tube to get to. So as you can see, just keep rotating it all the way around, not moving the tape from that point where you got the 4 inches. So you just mark the 4 inches all the way until you get to the other side. So now if you feel like this 4 inches that you did was perfect for you, there's no need to do what I'm about to do now. I'm just trying to alight this so that you see the curve. So now, but for me, my client does not want it to come down too low, so I'm going to be going up by 1 inch from that point, and then I'll connect it like so. So I'm thereby creating a neckline already. I want it to have like a sweetheart neckline, and then I'll connect the other side to meet the armhole, as you can see. So now I'll take my darts here so that I don't want it gaping, so that by the time my client wears it, it's going to be sitting perfectly on her chest area. So I'm going to be connecting that to the bust line, as you can see. Then use your pen to blend it in very well. So I'm going to be cutting that out because it's going to be my dart. So now I'm going to be dividing my bust measurement by 4, whatever that is, you mark, and then you take back the 2 inches you used for your dart, and then you add your sewing allowance. So I'll be making use of 1 inch sewing allowance. So automatically whatever is on the chest line goes to the bust line. Now I'm going to the waistline. You divide your waist by 4, you add back the 2 inches you used for the dart, and then you add 1 inch sewing allowance as well. So this is what we have. So I'll just connect everything like so. So we are basically through with the bodies for the front. You can see that it's very easy. So that will serve as a yoke. If you want, you add a yoke to yours later, you can just cut out whether it's a mesh or another fabric of your choice to add to that to give it a yoke, but I will not be needing that, so that's why I cut that out and kept it aside. So now I'm cutting out my bustier, as you can see. So by the time I finished cutting it out, this is what we have. So now let me just cut out the yoke so that you see how it's going to be looking. Don't forget to add your half an inch, and then you cut out the neckline. So now this is what we have. So you can see the yoke, and then you can see you bust here. So now fold my paper again to cut out the back piece. Now for the back piece, I didn't know the camera was not running when I started it, so just get your normal shoulder measurement, your armhole, and then you get your zipper allowance, then you get your bust band measurement to get your dart at the back, just like the normal way you draft basic bodies. So that is basically what I'm doing right here. And then for the neck width, I just came down by 1 inch. This is a yoke. Anyhow you want your yoke to look at the back, you can design it to your choice. So I'm just dividing the bust measurements, and then I'll be connecting my armhole like so. And then I'll go over to the waist and then do my waist measurement, and then connect it like so. And so we're basically through. So I'll just cut out like this. So this is what I have. So the zipper, I need to, so I was just trying to explain right here that in case you want to have a lacing at the back, you can just come in by 2 inches at the top and 1 inch at the lower part, and then you slant it like that, and then you cut that out because you're going to be lacing it. But for mine, I'm not going to be lacing. I just wanted to explain that. So I'm going to add in a zipper because my client says she cannot be looking for somebody to come and be lacing a fabric for her dress when she's going out, so she would prefer a zipper. So that is why I'm going to add in a zipper to this. But if you want to have a lacing, what I explained is basically what you're going to be doing, and that is it. So let me just quickly cut out this. I'm just trying to notch the zipper allowance. So I'm cutting out the dart so that I'll go ahead and cut this all out on my fabric, and of course on the lining, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. So yes, I've gone ahead to cut this all out on my fabric. As you can see, this are the back pieces. I added half inch all the way around it where I'll be joining them. For the front piece as well, I pretty much did the same thing. I added my sewing allowance at the bust area. So I'll just go ahead and sew all these together, sew it separately and sew the lining separately. So this is what I have after joining it. I've gone ahead to add my wording to that to give the bust area some boost, and I've gone ahead to close up my fabric. Just sew this separately, and then you sew your lining separately as well, and then you give it a very good press. You iron out the stitches so that they would all be looking beautiful and neat. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to just place front sides, right sides facing each other like this. You use a pin to hold that middle part so that it won't shift. If you like, you can pin everything all the way around. So I'm just going to take it to sewing machine and then sew this all up, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Sew the upper part, sew the lower parts, and then sew the zipper areas, and then turn it out. Make sure you leave a space where you can turn it out, and then give it a very good press. So this is what I did. I've gone ahead to use my lining to turn it all the way, as you can see. So you can see the inside. So everything is looking very neat and beautiful. So this is what we have. I've given it a very good press here, and so the next thing left to do now is to just attach our zipper. So I didn't want to attach the zipper like an invisible zipper using my lining to close it up. Now I just decided to do it like this. So this is what we have, and we are through with our tutorial for today. So thank you all, and God bless you. See you all in my next tutorial. Bye.